It appears that former President Muhammadu Buhari has been chased away from his hometown in Daura, Katsina State by criminals, militants, terrorists that he failed to resolve while in office. He has currently moved to Kaduna State. This is a video of him in Kaduna State being welcomed by government officials, and the governor of Kaduna State, Governor Sani Uba, took to his Twitter page to break the news that former President Muhammadu Buhari is now living in Kaduna State. I'm sure he is not aware of the implication of that his tweet. Let us read his tweet. I had the honor of welcoming the former President of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, back to his residence in Kaduna. He has been in his hometown, Daura, Katsina State, since he finished his second term as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The former president was accompanied by the Vice President, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, His Excellency Governor Babangida Umaru Zulum of Borno State, Deputy Governor of Katsina State, His Excellency Maram Farouk Lawal Jobe, among other well-wishers. I heartily welcome our dear former President Muhammadu Buhari back to our dear state. I wish him a pleasant stay in his favorite city, Kaduna. Like I said, they don't understand the implication of these tweets, and Bashar Ahmed, former aide to President Muhammadu Buhari, also celebrated the return of President Muhammadu Buhari in Kaduna State, and he said, today, former President Muhammadu Buhari has returned to his Kaduna residence after spending 2 years in Daura, Katsina State since leaving office in May 2023. After completing his tenure, he opted for a quiet life in his hometown and largely stayed out of active political discussion, focusing on private engagement. You can see more of what he said. Now, I can remember vividly when President Muhammadu Buhari was in office, he said he couldn't wait to go back to Daura in his hometown. He said that he will be spending his retirement in Daura. When President Muhammadu Buhari lost consecutively during the election, he went to Daura to stay. It was while he was in Daura, Katsina State, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other politicians went to Daura to meet him to come out of retirement so that they can form APC. He came out from retirement in Daura. Ever since he was a president, anytime he had holiday, he will go to Daura. Daura is where he has his cows. There was never a time we ever heard that President Muhammadu Buhari owned a house in Kaduna State. All we knew is that he said he has just one house in Katsina State, which is in Daura. And of course, he moved to Daura and stayed for the past 20 months, and now he has moved back to Kaduna State according to the news. They are making it seem like President Muhammadu Buhari is changing environment. No, Buhari is not changing environment. Buhari is running away from the insecurity in Katsina State. Katsina State in the northwest state is one of the states that is being besieged by banditry. It's one of the states in the northwest that has become a beehive for criminals. It has become a war zone. President Muhammadu Buhari spent 8 years as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He did not solve the insecurity in Nigeria, not to talk about the insecurity in the north where he came from, not to even talk about the insecurity in Katsina State. While in office as president, Katsina State was a hotbed for criminality. Banditry reigned supreme. Kidnapping, raping, destruction of farmlands. People's homes were being ransacked by criminals, by bandits. People were being kidnapped for ransom. To a point, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria was threatened not to return home. While campaigning prior to the 2015 general election, APC promised to solve insecurity. As a matter of fact, they said that President Muhammadu Buhari will lead the war against insecurity in front. As a former general, he is going to the battlefield to fight Boko Haram. But ever since he became the president, President Muhammadu Buhari never visited any of the war-torn zone in the northeast that is being ransacked by Boko Haram. He never went to even encourage the troops in the war front. Many Nigerians were deceived to vote President Muhammadu Buhari because of his military background. They believe that as a former military head of state, he is going to have the acumen, the expertise to tackle insecurity. One other reason why President Muhammadu Buhari was voted for is the tag of integrity that was hanging around his neck. I mean, it was a pseudo-integrity, an incorruptible man, a pseudo-incorruptible man. There is nothing about incorruptibility or integrity about President Muhammadu Buhari. They are all hogwash. As a president, he never showed any of that. President Muhammadu Buhari is a clear example that you don't vote a leader based on tribalism or religion. You vote a leader based on expertise, competence, track record, and antecedent. When you look at all of these things, what exactly is the antecedent of President Muhammadu Buhari to become the president of Nigeria? What is his track record? What is his antecedent? What is his expertise? President Muhammadu Buhari was a former head of state. As a former head of state, Nigeria experienced economic downturn. Nigeria experienced economic recession. There was scarcity of essential commodities. People had to queue up in order to beg for bread under President Muhammadu Buhari. I did not experience President Muhammadu Buhari regime, but I read it in the pages of the book, how he ran down Nigeria. I wonder how grown-up men, educated fellows in Nigeria, people who has their brains still intact, could ever think that President Muhammadu Buhari would have fixed Nigeria, could ever think that President Muhammadu Buhari was a better choice to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. The only reason why they voted for President Muhammadu Buhari is because of religion and tribalism. As a northerner, he could not solve the problem that is facing the north. One of the biggest problems facing the north is insecurity and illiteracy. Under the watch of President Muhammadu Buhari, insecurity became worse. The number of out-of-school children increased in the north, and there are several problems in the north that have compounded over the years because of lack of leadership. One would have thought that the colossal failure that Nigerians experienced under President Muhammadu Buhari would have given them a sense of reasoning to make informed choices going forward in their political life. But no, in 2023, we all saw how they also gravitated towards tribalism when choosing their next president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was voted based on the line of tribalism and religion. Emiloko, without even thinking about his antecedent, his track record, his expertise. They threw all of that out of the window and they voted for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in and he has continued in the trajectory of President Muhammadu Buhari. He even said that he's going to continue from where President Muhammadu Buhari stopped, and he has even done worse than President Muhammadu Buhari. Most Nigerians do not understand the consequences of their decision in 2015. They do not understand the total destruction that APC is causing in Nigeria. They do not understand the total destruction that the leadership of APC is doing to their life. Let me show you a glimpse of the destruction that APC is doing to Nigeria and Nigerian people. Take a look at this screenshot here. At the dawn of the millennium, that is 2020, there was a vision called Vision 2020. Most of you would have heard about that vision on radio. Now, Nigeria's vision was to build a robust economy, to become one of the top 20 countries in the world in terms of economy. That vision was part of the Millennium Development Goal. It was done during the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo. Now, in 2000, Nigeria was 47th in the world in terms of economy. In 2013, Nigeria was 26th in the world in terms of economy. In 2014, Nigeria was 22nd in the world in terms of economy. That means in 2014, Nigeria was just 2 steps away from achieving her Millennium Development Goal. And remember, in 2012, Nigeria was rated the 3rd fastest growing economy in the world, the biggest economy in Africa. Nigeria was just 6 years away from accomplishing her Vision 2020. Then the tragedy happened in 2015 when some Nigerians thought it wise that APC was the best party to vote for. President Muhammadu Buhari was a better candidate to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and they voted for President Muhammadu Buhari. Now look at the quantum leap that Nigerians took. The quantum leap backward. From being 2 steps away in achieving her Millennium Development Goal in 2014, Nigeria fell to 42nd economy in the world in 2023. And within 1 year, Nigeria is now the 57th economy in the world under APC regime. Look at where President Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Ahmed Tinubu has taken Nigeria to. They've taken Nigeria backward. They have taken Nigeria backward in several facets. We'll discuss that in a different video. But let us look at Nigeria's debt profile. Look at Nigeria's external debt. In 1984, Nigeria's external debt was 15 billion naira. In 1994, Nigeria's external debt increased to 649 billion naira. In 2004, Nigeria's external debt increased to 4.9 trillion naira. In 2014, Nigeria external debt decreased to 1.6 trillion naira. Have you all seen how the government of President Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and Goodluck Ebele Jonathan worked so hard to reduce Nigeria external debt? Now look at from 2014 to 2024, Nigeria external debt increased from 1.6 trillion naira to 66.9 trillion naira. This is just Nigeria external debt. Now take a look of the Nigeria total public debt. From 2011, it was 7.7 trillion naira. In 2015, it increased to 12.6 trillion naira. In 2019, it increased to 27.4 trillion naira. In 2023, it increased to 97.3 trillion naira. In 2024, it has increased to 142.3 trillion naira. That means in the space of 10 years, we have had our external debt increase to 1,029%. This is a staggering figure. To those of you that went out to campaign for President Muhammadu Buhari and allow APC to take over power in Nigeria in 2015, ask yourself a very important question. What exactly have you achieved? What exactly has APC that you brought into power achieved in Nigeria? Mention one positive things that they've done to better the lot of Nigerians and remedy the situation we have in this country. Whether they've gone on a destruction spree, they've destroyed Nigeria's economy, they've increased our debt profile, they've made your life worse than it were when they took over power. Tell me why exactly you are supporting them. And in order to remedy the situation in 2023, you still went out to support APC, to allow APC to continue in the destruction of this country. What exactly have you and APC achieved ever since you took over the power in Nigeria? This is what tribalism can cause. This is what ethnicity can cause. This is what happens when you vote people based on ethnicity and tribalism, where you don't consider their expertise, their track record, their past antecedent before choosing their leaders. The consequences of all of this is that you Nigerians, you'll be the one to bear the brunt of this your electoral decision. President Buhari has run away from Daura. He is currently in Kaduna state in order to stay away from insecurity. As a former president, Nigeria is still servicing his need. He is still under the payroll of Nigeria. He is immune from the inflation, from the hardship in this country. So are all the other politicians that you're supporting in this country. They are immune from the hardship. You are the one that are suffering the hardship. You are the one that are suffering the consequences of your action and the consequences of bad leadership. Why not make informed choice today? Why not make a better choice that will better your lot, better the lot of your unborn kids? Why not make informed choice that will put Nigeria on a pedestal of progress, on a pedestal of growth, that will benefit all and sundry, irrespective of our social, economic, and political status? Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.